Hello again, Machine Shop 2 students. So this will be my second ever screencast. So once you get AutoCAD Fusion loaded, we're going to click on our nameplate here and get that on the screen again, our project from yesterday. In today, my focus is going to be on start the CAM process, or the computer aided machining process, in making this block here. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to the panel over here, and we're going to go to manufacture, and you can see our whole tooling bar here changed to a whole bunch of machining stuff. So we're going to start with going to 2D, and we're going to do a two-dimensional contour is what we're going to do. Okay, so we start over here, and you can see our menu pull down, and it starts with selecting our tool. So we're going to have to decide what tool we're going to use to machine out these numbers that we put in here. That's going to be a pretty small tool, and so we're going to put that tool in our tool library. So I'm going to go under here under New Mill Tool, and you can see it shows up with some familiar things here. First of all, we're not going to use millimeters, we're going to use inches. So make sure you change that to inches. The type of tool we're going to use is we're going to use a flat end mill, just like the ones that we've been using on the Bridgeports. And the number of flutes we're going to use a 2-flute end mill. So make sure you put that in there. The diameter of the end mill that we're going to use is going to be really, really tiny. We're going to use a .0625. That's a 1/16 end mill, about the size of the a dull pencil. And then once we have that in there, we'll hit OK, and we have our tool loaded, and that's the tool that we're going to be doing our machining with. Over here under units too, I want you to change this to inches, please, so we don't have that happen anymore. Okay. Once again, I'm going to go back to 2D contour, our tool. Okay, we're good. We got our tool in there. All right, now we're ready to go to our geometry. We're going to start with our stock contours are good. What am I going to do here next? Our tool orientation, we got to set that up. So now we're setting our X, Y, Z. So if you remember, those of you that did the dice on the mill, we had in the vise, we had this corner, we had a corner selected as our 0, 0. That's what we're going to do here too. We're going to, here's our X, Y, and Z. We're going to move this over to this corner. So I'm going to select this, and then I'm going to select that spot, and I'll move it over there. If you goof that up, it's really easy to change all that stuff. Like, for instance, I'm going to flip the Z axis, and I'll flip it back again. Or I can just click on one of the arrows and click on an axis, and it will change it. You can goof around with that a little bit, but I'll try to get that back to where we want to be here in a moment. There we go. And that's what we're looking for. There is the Z pointing up, the Y pointing on the short side, and the X pointing on the long side. Once we have that done, we're going to go to passes. I'm sorry, we have to go to contour selection. That's what we have to do next. So next we have to select what we actually want to machine. And so we want to machine out where our numbers are here. And so I'm going to zoom in really tight to this so you can see what I'm actually going to select. So we want to machine the bottom out. We don't want to machine the top out. So when I select the contour, I'm going to select the bottom. And I'm going to select, oops, not exactly sure what that's all about. I'm going to select the bottom. I'm going to select that, keep that contour, select that one. And then we're going to select this one. I'm going to pan out here a little bit. And we'll select that one. Select that one. Select that one. Over here, select this one. This one, well, of course, we have to select the inside of the 6s and the 9s as well. Sorry about that. Once we have that done, then we're going to go back to the tool again. I wanted to change these feed rates a little bit. We're going to change our feed rates to 10 inches per minute instead of, right now it's set at 40. We're going to go nice and slow doing this. So if you can change all these ones that say 39 point whatever just to 10, that would be helpful. And we can leave the ramp and the plunge where they are. Just those three. If you can change those 3 to 10 for me, please. After we have that done, then we're ready to go to passes. So the passes is going to determine how many cuts we actually take. And so I'm going to go down here to roughing passes. And pull this up here a little bit. I'm sorry, I didn't want to do roughing pass. I want to do multiple depths because we want to do multiple depths in our cutting here. I want our maximum roughing pass to be 10 thousandths. So I'm going to change this from, right now it's at almost 4. I'm going to change it to 0.039 to 10. Okay, and then our finishing step down, we're going to put that at 10 thousandths as well. So I'm going to change that to 10 as well. Okay, once we have that done, then I think we should be ready to go here. I'm going to close that and hit OK. And you can see it should be generating the toolpath here. You can see our percentage going up here as it generates the toolpath. So now we have our actual toolpath generated where we're going to be, where our tool is going to be cutting. We can do a simulation here to see what happens when our tool actually cuts into those numbers. So I'll hit go here and I'll zoom out, and I know it's difficult to see because our bit's so short, but if you hit the orbit thing here, you can see, and I'll hit play again here. Oops, I gotta get out of orbit. You can always hit the escape button to get out of what you're in. And there you can see it's actually doing our multiple depths. So once we have that done, close this out and save your drawing, please. And that's it for today's lesson.